Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, as always. Welcome to part two. Do you know what? Do you know they say, that saying here in England, the bad luck or shit comes in threes? Well, I don't know what I've done, but Jesus Christ. This is number 4, I think. So divorce, move house, me heart in the hospital, that's 3. All in what, less than a year? And now this is number 4. And this is the reason why I may not be able to come in January. Or maybe not for a few years. I don't know. But this is the reason why. Here we go. So in these 2 blocks, a little bit of history, in these 2 blocks I own properties, which I bought, which are on, I have the lease, a 99-year lease on the properties, and obviously I rent them out, and that rent was going towards my move to Thailand as part of my move. I don't want to go there and live on savings. I don't want to go there and spend all my savings. As it stands today, I've got what? 57, 10 years, 9 years, as it stands today, until I receive my pensions. And I don't want to live, and obviously, I think in the next 9, 10 years, that's going to change. I don't think we will be retiring at 67. I think it's going to be 68, 69, so maybe even longer. I wanted a certain amount of income per month to see me through, and I'm now roughly 56,000 baht. 56,000 baht a month down with these properties. One of the guys, one of the people who I'm gonna put a news article up, and it's come from one of the tenants who live in the blocks. It comes from, they videoed the TV of the news, and I can't find it, so I'm just gonna put the TV on here. So it's not a good video or nothing, but it gives you a little, maybe better than I can describe it, of what situation it is. So my tenants have now gone, they're out, so I've got no rent from them, also the cost of the apartments. So yeah, here's the video. Watch this video, and then after the video I'll give a bit more information and an update. Sorry guys, there's flying flies everywhere. It's that time of year where it's getting up to 34 degrees today, they say, and there's flying ants everywhere. So I may do this other part of the video inside the house, not outside here, but we'll see how we get on. Watch this video and I'll be back.
13 years in jail for stealing a mobile phone is finally being moved out of prison. The Manchester Yellow Boxes raking in nearly £500,000 in penalty fines.
We can just simply hit it over there. Oh, what a return. There you go.
And swapping comedy for courts, Jason Manford's mission to get 1 million school children playing paddle.
And after a poor start today, it brightened up really quite nicely, though it was breezy. Beautiful, though, in many spots. What's all this talk about a heat wave? Join me at the end of the programme. I'll let you in on all the details.
People living in 160 flats in Kirby, which have been declared unsafe, have tonight been given letters saying they have less than a month to leave their homes. Residents say they're devastated at the news, having hoped a solution could be found to allow them to stay longer. But the leaseholders have now said they can't afford the repairs needed to make the two tower blocks safe. Lindsay Prosser reports.
Hussein cannot bear the thought of leaving the home he saved hard to buy.
This is what I'm going to do. Yeah, this is what I think of your provision. I'm not leaving this home. This is my home. You can't take my home away. I will not allow you to take my home away.
The council's letter is devastating for him.
I will lose my job. I will lose my home. I will lose my life. I will lose my dignity. These people are taking my dignity away. And no one is saying nothing about it. All they say is get out. How about our life? How about our home? I save money. Where am I going to go?
Hussein's wife is also determined to stay.
We paid all our service charges. We are up to date with our service charges. £350 a month. Big chunk of our money going into this place every month.
The flats, some of which are privately owned and others rented, have failed fire safety inspections. Nosey Council has funded fire safety patrols until July the 21st, when it expects Merseyside Fire and Rescue Service to serve a prohibition notice, and residents will have to leave.
We've got it now, that's now, we've got to go, we've got to go. But it's going to be sad because we was going to die here. We were staying here to die because it was that good.
The council says that it understands that having to leave the two buildings is upsetting, but without any realistic plan for fire safety or general building maintenance from the owners, the priority of the council must be the safety of the residents. Chris, who's rented his flat for 15 years, is already packing.
I'm sad, you know, it's basically the building's been managed decline over a period of time. If push came to shove, I'd go private again because there's so many people who are after properties in this area.
And it's the challenge of finding somewhere to live in a tough rental market that's worrying so many residents.
Where are we going to go? So that's it, because I've had to register myself homeless now. So that's the only thing. Got no home.
How does that feel, registering yourself as homeless?
It's depressing, isn't it? What can we do?
Tenants have been told to get in touch with their landlords who may have alternative accommodation, and owner-occupiers should contact their insurers. Lindsay Prosser, BBC North West Tonight, Kirby.
Next tonight.
So let me try and give a bit of an update into that video. So the apartments, 160 apartments in the two blocks. The apartments are beautiful. They're all two-bedroomed, really, really nice. Two-bedroom lounge, kitchen, bathroom, two bedrooms. Really, really nice apartments. And all of them, so all 160, are owned by leaseholders, owners. Some of them people live there. Some people have mortgages on them. And like me, I bought for an investment. Planning up, I didn't think it was going to be now that I was going to go to Thailand, but planning up for that move. So a few months, so the management structure of it is, there's a company that manages on behalf of all leaseholders, and we all pay service charges. Then that company is called Parklands, and there's 4 directors of Parklands, and they're 4 leaseholders. So just like me, I could be a director. And they act on behalf of all leaseholders, all 160 owners of the apartments. And then they bring in a management company who we pay our service charges to. They bill us for electricity and water, which the resident, my tenants, I bill them, and then they pay me, and then I pay them. And the management company resigned like that, just bump like that, because the fire service has gone and put, or they're putting on a, for God's sake, what's it called? Prohibition order, saying that the actual building is unsafe. Why is it unsafe? Last year they had new fire alarm systems installed, and they were installed incorrectly. So So there's a fire alarm for every single apartment in the both blocks, two separate ones, and each one has a main fire alarm panel thing. And they wired it wrong. So it could say in apartment 27, there's a fault, there's a fire, there's a fault. And then when they go to apartment 27, it's not, and they don't know where it is. And then on top of that, internally inside the building is what's called dry risers, where all the pipes come down inside. And there's huge leaks. And inside these dry risers is electricity. And I'm not joking when I say leaks. Sometimes it's like rainy season in Thailand. It's all coming inside these dry risers where the electricity is and things. And what's happened is these management companies for the last 15 years, there was one that ripped us all off, ripped all the owners off. We were paying service charges every month, and they'd done a deal with an electricity company and they made £1 million out anyway. So 2 years ago, they got told to F off, and they brought this new management company in. Tried to do a good job, but people stopped paying service charge and things because of the state of the internal buildings, because work wasn't being done, what we're paying service charges for and things. And it's all just been a shit show, just an absolute shit show. And then eventually the fire brigade, the company that we all pay the service charges to, has gone bust. There's no money. They've spent all the service charges, there's no money. So the fire brigade said, look, we want what's called a walk and watch. Until all these problems are fixed, we want a walk and watch, which is 2 people in each building, excuse me, that walk up and down the stairs every half an hour. Because also there's no lifts in the 2 blocks, 15 stories high, there's no lifts. The lifts are broken, and they're £1 million to replace the lifts because they've been botched with plasters, putting a plaster on each time, going to fix it. They're now totally knackered. All 4 lifts, 2 in each block. So that's £1 million to get the 4 new lifts in. So the fire service have said, we want to walk and watch. To walk around the building every half an hour, the cost of them 4 people, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, is £3,000 a day. So the management company, who we pay our service charges to, spent what money was left on this walk and watch. So there was no one to pay them. So the council stepped in and said, okay, look, we will pay that and hopefully try and get something sorted out. So they've been paying £3,000 a day, and obviously the council won't and can't continue to pay £21,000 a week for this bill of the walk and watch people. So they've now given end date of the 27th of July that they're going to stop paying for the walk and watch, and the walk and watch will walk away, and then this prohibition license, certificate, whatever it's called, by the fire service will be imposed. So everybody has to be out of that building by the 27th of July. They're putting a lot of the residents on emergency housing, but there's just no housing in Liverpool. There's no housing. So it's a shit show, guys. And the top and bottom of it is I don't know what's going to happen. So as I say, I'm about 55,000 baht a month down now, which I have no intention of being one of the many people that move to Thailand and runs out of money, or doesn't have a plan, or doesn't have enough money to survive. My plan was, I've now lost 1/3 of the income that I was going to live on in Thailand, and then without using my savings. Now a big thing for me is, do I put that 55,000 baht a month out of my savings and I use that to live on? No, I haven't worked all my life and sacrificed so much to then live off my savings, and then it's what if? Who knows what's going to happen? Who knows, is this situation going? Because not only have I lost 55,000 baht a month in rent, I've lost over 100 grand in buying the properties. So I mean, that's a lot of money to me. It's a lot of money to anyone. So there's a wasp. Sorry, there's a wasp flying around me. So, do you know when they say depression? Fucking hell. Divorce, moving out are the two biggest things you can have. Then the problem with my heart in hospital, and now I'm on 18 tablets a day, and now this. It's like, fuck, honest to God. It's a battle to wake up of a morning. It really is. Do you know, I just think, what's next? Surely there's nothing else. There can't be anything else. So I'm in a quandary. The things that are going around my mind right now is, okay, do I want to be one of the many people who buy a business in Thailand, i.e. a bar or something else, and it doesn't work? Because let's be honest, in Pattaya, it's hit and miss. I've had bars before in England. I've had nightclubs in England. Successful. Thailand's very different, as we all know. Very, very different. Let me just grab a drink of tea. And I'm not talking, I want to make millions of baht. I'm saying, okay, do something where it just gives me a bit more income, where I'm not replacing that third that I'm now missing each month, that I'm not using my savings to do that, because I really don't want to do that. I do not want to use my savings to live on. Anybody asks me about moving to Thailand, it's the first thing I say to people. As you know, I first come to, those that watch the channel for a long time, I first went to Thailand 32 years ago, and I've been, God, hundreds of times since. I'm not an expert, but I know enough. And if people ask me, friends ask me about it, I'd say don't go living there on your savings unless you're a millionaire. Do you know what I mean? It's, again, I've got to look into is my health, is how much of these are the tablets, because I've been told on the last video and part one of this video, some kind people told me about the cost of some of the tablets I'm on. That's only some of the tablets I'm on. So that's an additional cost. Then how much is my insurance going to go up because of my condition? I also went to see the consultant on Friday, and this is an update since the last video. I asked her straight, I turned around and said to her, look, if you were me right now, would you go to Thailand in July for a month? And she said no. I said, why? She said, well, although we've controlled your heart, the problem's still there. So you could be ill again when you walk out of here. We've controlled the rate, but the problem's still there. So I'm now referred to the specialist in the heart, to the heart hospital in Liverpool, Broad Green Hospital, where they're going to go in, and I can't think of the name of this. And even if I could think of the name of it, I can't say it. So I'm not going to. I'm going to tell you what it is. And someone, if you know, write in the comments what it is. They go in through your groin, and they go into your heart, and he burns away the electrodes in my heart to stop it going mad, to stop sending these electric currents into my heart. Don't know what it's called, something, it's called a procedure, but I don't know what it is. If you know, drop it in the comments. Thank you. So yeah, this is number 4. Divorce, sell the house, move house, the house I owned 5 years before I met her. The money I had to give her for the divorce, then my heart condition, and now this shit. And you know what? I'm up to here. I'm absolutely up to here with it. I think personally there's a bigger picture with these apartment blocks. We all know the problem. I'm not going to get into politics. I think there's a bigger picture. 160 bedrooms, sorry, 160 apartments, 320 bedrooms. Well, you can house a lot of people in them, can't you? Is that what they're after? Is that what they're doing it for? God knows. So the options are, the management company's gone. They've resigned. They're not there. The directors of Parklands, which are now 2 leaseholders, because 2 directors resigned from the 4 the same day as the management company resigned. They resigned because Merseyside Fire were threatening to go after them. What could happen is the actual owners of the blocks, they could come in, and apparently it needs around 7 million quid spending on it. They could come in and fix them, possibly, maybe, small chance. And then obviously service charge goes up to pay for this 7 million quid again. Could they remain closed for 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, and then they try and sell, buy the apartments back off us again for buttons, because we've had enough and we just want to get rid, and we might get a little bit of money back. Who knows? But I also don't know. Just as that is a shit show and a mess, and doesn't know what's going. I don't know what the outcome of it is. What I also don't know what my outcome is now, because that was 1/3 of the money I was banking on each month. I don't want to be there. I don't want to come to Thailand and budget, as in budget of, I don't know, I've got 50,000 a month. I had a good budget. With these apartments, I had a good budget there a month. And I didn't think, unless it was an emergency, I don't think I'd have to dip into my savings at all. Now, could I go and live there? Yeah, and live there cheaply and eat at home every day and blah, blah. Yeah. Do I want to do that? No, I don't. No, I absolutely don't want to. The whole point of moving there is for a better life. The whole point of coming is for a better life than I've got in this shithole of the UK. So, I don't know. What I am doing this week, today is Monday, what I am doing this week is I'm looking for flights to come in July. I've got to come. I know the doctor said no. Do you know what? It could happen here, it could happen in Thailand. As long as I've got medical insurance, I think I'd rather be in a Thailand hospital anyway, to be fair. But as long as I've got medical insurance, I'm absolutely truthful on there of what the condition is, what tablets I'm on and everything else, then okay. It's going to cost a bit of money, but at least I'll have peace of mind. And I need to come and look for things myself. I need to, pricing wise on everything, I know the price. I've been there so many times, you know. 3 months, 4 months at a time every year. I need to understand the medicine situation, and there's things I need to understand myself. And the advice you guys have given me, I really appreciate it. And please give me more. If you've got advice, please write it in the comments. You know I love your comments. And while I'm waffling, let me waffle and say thank you to everyone who's been watching this channel. For the guys that have been here from day one, and a lot of the new ones. There's been a lot of subscribers in the last 2-3 weeks. The last 2 videos have had over 1,500 views. Wow. Never thought anyone would watch this idiot. 1,500 people watching this balloonhead. But hey ho, there you go. So thank you for the likes. Thank you for the comments. I do read every comment, and I'll reply back to every comment, so thank you. And please subscribe as well. If you haven't already, please do so, because there's going to be a lot of stuff going on, I think. And I will be back in Thailand in the next weeks. And I'll let you know on the next video when I book that, because I am coming. I need away from here. If I stay here and don't come away now, with everything that's going on here and what I've already gone through, my mental health will be absolutely finished. It will be. I'm doing everything I can, I'll be honest with you, everything I can to not let myself go into depression, because I'm just fucking fed up of it all. I really am. I really am. Anyway, look, I don't want to end it on a bad note. I hope all that makes sense. If it doesn't, again, please ask in a comment and I will reply back. Thank you everyone, and I'll see you soon. Today's going to be a scorcher. And my milky white skin's not good for this heat, 30 odd degrees, and look at that plane. There's a massive Ryanair plane going over. Wish that was going to Bangkok. Can you hear it? Might be able to hear it. I'll be on one of them soon. See you all soon, guys. Thanks very much. Take care. Bye-bye.